Maidens.
About 83% of you guys are not subscribed. Subscribing, clicking that like button, and commenting all help me out a lot in doing what I really want to do. Thank you guys so much for all your support.
What is going on, guys? Rogue TCG here bringing another Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG budget deck profile. You guys voted, I'm responding. Here is Maidens. This deck is a water Cyberse deck that aims to just link climb and get this field spell, Marincess Battle Ocean, on the field in order to make one of their big extra deck monsters unaffected by your opponent's card effects when it's on the field. It also gives your Marincess stuff that has stuff equipped to it, lots and lots of attack. The reason we're playing 2 is because everyone's running removal like Cosmic Cyclone, which does get around Battle Ocean, so you just want to play a second one just in case. Just wanted to get that little thing out of the way before we jump into the profile. It's a little bit not standard. There are a couple things in here that aren't necessarily standard, and I'm going to explain them as we get to them. Alright, so that's enough yapping for me. Let's jump into the profile. Starting off, we're on triple MBT. If this card is normal or special, we get to dump a Marincess from our deck to the grave, except for MBT. If this card is sent to the graveyard as material for a link summon of a water monster, we can excavate the top 3 cards of our deck and then add a Marincess if we find one. So it's like a mix between Salamangreat Gazelle and Salamangreat Foxy. So, really good card. This is probably one of our best starters in the deck. We are on double Maidens Pascalis. If it's normal or special, we can special Marincess from our hand in defense position, except for Pascalis. During our main phase, except the turn it was sent to the graveyard, we can banish it to add a Marincess spell trap from our grave to our hand. It's very good recursion. It's a really good combo starter, if not for Blue Tang. We can also go Pascalis into Blue Tang, which is quite nice. Next, we are on triple Marincess Seahorse. We can special summon it from our hand to a zone Marincess Link monster points 2. We can only do that once per turn. And during the main phase, except the turn it was sent to the graveyard, we can banish it from our grave to special summon a water from our hand to a zone of Marincess Link monster points 2. That secondary effect doesn't necessarily come up as frequently. However, that first effect is really important, and this is a key part of our combo. Speaking of extenders, though, we're on 3 Marincess Spring Girl. We can banish 1 Marincess monster from our graveyard to special summon it from our hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a material for a link summon of a water, we can mill cards from the top of our deck equal to the number of Marincess monsters we control. Then if a Marincess was a milled, we can do a little bit of burn damage for each Marincess milled, which is really good in time. However, it just being an extender is incredibly strong. So we are playing 3. We're on 1 Marincess Sleepy Maiden. We can target a Marincess card we control and special summon it from our hand. And if we do, the card that we target gains the effect, where it can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects while Sleepy Maiden's in the monster zone. And we can banish it from our graveyard. We can target 1 Marincess Link monster we control and equip it with a Marincess Link from our grave. And we can use each effective Maiden once per turn. So really good as an extender just to get it out of hand for free. Sometimes you can just sit there and protect our monster, while other times we are able to equip links from our graveyard if we choose to link it off, which is all really good. We are on the last Marincess in the main deck. We're on 1 Marincess Mandarin. If we control 2 more Marincesses within our hand or graveyard, we can target 1 water link we control and special summon it to a zone it points to, but banish it when it leaves the field. Just a good extender from hand and from graveyard, so this is one of the cards we might want to consider sending with Marincess Blue Tang. I already mentioned Battle Ocean. Being able to make our monster unaffected as well as giving it stats is really strong. We're on 2 Marincess Dive. We can activate one of the following effects, but after the turn after it resolves, we can not special monsters except for waters. We can target 1 non-link Marincess in our grave and special summon it. Or if we have a Battle Ocean on field, instead we can special a Marincess from our deck. So Battle Ocean being on the field makes Dive incredibly strong, just being able to e-telly any Marincess out of the deck. However, even without Battle Ocean, the card is still quite decent. We are on 1 Marincess Wave because it's searchable. If we control a Marincess Link monster, we get to imperm. And then if we have a Link 2 of face-up monsters we can currently control are unaffected. And if we have a Link 3, it is a hand trap. So we typically want to be having a Link 3 so we never have to set this card. And being able to make our monsters unaffected, generally speaking, until end of turn is a really good way to make them have that effect, even if they do have the ability to remove our Battle Ocean. We are on 1 Tidal, Dragon Ruler of Waterfalls. We're a water-based deck. Some of our cards like being in the graveyard, and Tidal is one card that lets us get those cards to the graveyard. For example, stuff like Mandarin or Seahorse. We are on triple Parallel Exceed. Really good when we're starting off with our Marincess Blue Slug. At the very start of our combo, before we get waterlocked, we are able to special summon Parallel Exceeds and then Exceed into an early Bahamut Shark or an Abyss Dweller, or even pivot into a Stealth Kraken if we know what our opponent's up to. Really strong stuff. We're on triple Signet Mining in order to find all of our Cyberses. The only Cyberse in the deck it doesn't search is going to be Parallel Exceed, the card I just mentioned. Being able to discard a card to add a level 4 or lower Cyberse from our deck to our hand. We don't want to get hand trapped, so we're on double triple tactics talents and one called by the grave in order to mitigate hand traps. And then this is a new card from Legacy of Destruction. This is a card called Blink Out. We can target any link monster on the field, bounce it to its owner's extra deck, and then if it was our link monster, or if that link monster was used using one of our materials, we can special summon a material used to make that link monster from our graveyard to our field. This is an incredibly strong card, and I really urge everyone who is watching to take a look at it, just because this card beats Apollosa, it beats Amblo Whale, it beats Underworld Goddess. It's super good if you're playing a link combo strategy. It lets you dodge interaction on certain link monsters by returning them to the extra deck, and if they're your link monsters, you get some of that advantage back. I think this card is an incredibly strong card, and I would highly recommend taking a look at it in this upcoming metagame, depending on what deck you're planning on playing. I know I definitely am. But that's enough raving about the card. I'm playing one of it just because I think it's really good. However, in some strategies, I'd recommend playing more. And then for hand traps, we're on triple Ash, triple Imperm, triple Veiler, and double Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. In our extra deck, we're on double Marincess Blue Slug. If it's linked summon, we can target a Marincess in our graveyard, except for Slug, and add it to hand. Then we can't special monsters twice the turn, except for Waters. So how would we want to do this is if we go, let's say, for example, Blue Tang, normal summon, and then we get to link into Blue Slug. We go Blue Slug, target the Seahorse we sent to graveyard with Blue Tang. And then we have a Parallel Exceed. Then we go Chain Link 2, Parallel Exceed right before we get locked out of Waters. We might just get that one Parallel Exceed, but that might just be good enough. Or we could just choose not to activate the Blue Slug effect and just summon the Parallel Exceeds. So there is always that. We're on double Marincess Sea Angel. When it's linked, we can add a Marincess spell trap from our deck to our hand, and that's a once per turn. Really simple effect, but really good. Now that we have two different Marincess spell traps, we want to be spells we want to be adding from deck to hands, because this actually only adds spells. My bad. We're on one Crystal Heart, which gives our monsters the unaffected claws with Battle Ocean. We're on double Coral Anemone, allowing us to target a weenie water monster in our graveyard and special summon to his own it points to. As well, if it's sent to the graveyard, we get to add a water from our graveyard to our hand. And by water, I mean a Marincess card, so it's even better than just water. We are on one Coral Triangle, allowing us to send a water from our hand to the graveyard to add a Marincess trap from our deck to our hand, and allowing us to do stuff if our opponent controls monsters and it's in our graveyard. Strong stuff. One Marbled Rock, just to recur some resources. One Great Bubble Reef in order to draw cards and to be a big boy. And one Aqua Argonaut as our big boss monster, which is a spell negate. For our XCs, I did mention them briefly, but I'm going to mention them once more. One Stealth Kraken for decks that require their monsters to be certain attributes. One copy of Abyss Dweller for graveyard-centric decks. One Bahamut Shark paired with a Totally Awesome to give us a negate on our end board, especially with Parallel Exceed. And then lastly, in our side, since we are running the Kraken, I would recommend running a Rivalry of Warlords or a Gozen match. But that's enough yapping for this deck profile. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you still are, please let me know your thoughts on this deck in the description below. I am still doing a giveaway. It's going to be ending in about the middle of next week, so I would recommend checking that out. It's going to be in our Discord in the giveaway channel, so if you want to participate in that giveaway, I would recommend checking that out. But again, that is enough yapping for me. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, if you still are, and I'll be seeing y'all next time. Bye-bye! Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you wanted to talk to more Yu-Gi-Oh! Players like yourself, I would highly recommend checking out our Discord server. Link is going to be in the description, as well as the QR code on screen. We do talk somewhat frequently about Yu-Gi-Oh! And the current meta, so I would really enjoy to see you there. As well as we do recently now have channel memberships available on our YouTube channel, where we have 3 different tiers. We have Super Supporter at $2 a month, where you get loyalty badges, emojis, guaranteed comment responses, a shout out at the end of every video, as well as access to the members only Discord channel, where you get early sneak peeks at future videos. There is the Giga Supporter at $5 a month, where you have early access to all new videos about a day or two before they go up, as well as all the previous offers.
And for $15 a month, we do have our final tier, which is going to be Femboy Fanatic. You get a guaranteed customized video every single month, as well as 1 hour of my time. Could be for anything you'd like. You want a duel? Absolutely. You want me to help build a deck? Absolutely. You want to play some Helldivers? Sure. I'll do anything for an hour once a month. But supporting does help me out quite a lot, and it does help me produce all of these videos. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be seeing y'all later. Bye bye.